Feet, and this is my web series review for Mac and Beth. Mac and Beth is a short vlog-style series about Mac and her girlfriend Beth, who work in their school's digital video department, and it's loosely based on Shakespeare's Macbeth, as you could have probably guessed. Their film project goes awry when things like murder, deception, corruption start to arise. One thing I really liked about this web series is it definitely took the effects of death seriously. Because it's based on Macbeth, the character is murdered, and that was a really strong choice, rather than having some other sort of symbolic death happen. And I felt like it was handled very appropriately in terms of showing other characters' grief, other characters' suspicions, the effect of that trauma on certain characters that I will not mention because of spoilers. I also liked that they did modernize this in some concepts. There's some people of color in the cast. There's also some LGBT representation. One of the characters is non-binary and uses they, them, theirs pronouns. That's Fee McDuff, who is based on the Macduff character. And both Mac and Beth are girlfriends, so they are obviously lesbian, pansexual, bisexual women. I liked that instead of becoming king, they modernized this motivation to be something within a college context. I liked that this was still focused on the professional and status elements of Macbeth, but it was modernized in terms of instead of becoming the lord of something or the leader of something, it was very much career focused, which is a very real concern for many college students, how they can get the experience they need in order to get a really good job out of school. One negative thing about this web series that is just applicable to all adaptations of a literary work is that you know the ending. While there is oftentimes a possibility to modify things or to change reasonings or how much some people know and some people don't know, with Macbeth it's pretty clear that we all know who dies, we all know who in a sense is responsible for the death. It does take some of the suspense out of it, I guess. Leading up to the series, I was actually expecting them to take it in another direction and make someone else the killer. Another element of this web series that was a little more negative, on the negative side for me, was I felt the characterization of a lot of the secondary characters wasn't very clear. It wasn't clear to me why certain characters stayed involved with certain things. Some of their motivations weren't especially clear to me. Is again, when you're adapting from a literary work, if you don't have a lot to draw on, sometimes you just go with what's there, and you don't, especially if you're concerned with things like time, actor availability, just tightness of story. Another thing that made the series difficult to watch in an accessibility note was that the audio was very quiet for most of the later episodes. I just plugged my headphones in, and when even that kind of didn't help, I felt it was too quiet for me, I just turned on the captions. That was pretty much what I did for, I would say, at least 60% of the episodes, was just watching them with the captions on. While having captions is a really good note for accessibility, it's definitely a good learning point if you do have audio issues. Using something like a shotgun mic, a boom mic, clip-on mics, that can really help with a web series in order to make the audio a lot clearer. Also, in some editing software you can bump the audio up, so I know iMovie has that and I know Final Cut has that. I would suggest that you watch this series if you really like Shakespearean adaptations, especially if you like Macbeth. Macbeth is one of my favorite Shakespeare novels, so I really was excited to watch this web series because I do know it's a difficult work to adapt because it is so dark and there is really serious elements like death. So if you really like Shakespeare adaptations, and especially if you like Macbeth, I would definitely say you're going to enjoy this one. If you just generally like series with darker themes, death, corruption, ascension in terms of status and power, there's a lot of friendships kind of dissolving based on guilt and suspicion. If you really like any sort of darker themes and you don't really want to watch something that's super lighthearted, then this is definitely a great series for you because there is nothing lighthearted about it. If you really like shorter web series, so I know sometimes it can be overwhelming to want to watch a series and it's like, oh my gosh, it has like 400 episodes, how am I ever going to get through this? I watched all of it in one evening. So if you're looking for a shorter series and you're looking for a series that is 100% finished, there will be no waiting for new seasons, no waiting for new episodes, no hiatus. This is just a completely finished series. So if you're really looking for something along those lines, this is a really good one to watch. It's a different location. It might be a little jarring for some people, but I'm having a really difficult time apparently with DSLRs. So I'm just going to finish up by just jumping right back into it. I would skip this web series, Mac and Beth, if you're very sensitive to themes about death, just any type of darker themes and everything, if that's really anxiety inducing for you, if that's just really stressful for you. If you're expecting a happy ending and you really prefer happy endings to your web series, you're not really going to get it with this one. If you're wanting more of a whodunit, as I said previously, you do know who it is, especially if you've read the book. If you've read Macbeth, you pretty much know exactly how everything happens, even though it's been modernized and tweaked a little bit. You still know the major plot points of the story. If you want more of a real mystery to it, then this probably isn't the web series for you. The entirety of this web series is in a vlog style format. There's a lot of the other characters commenting, like, why did she bring the camera here? Are you really want to be recording this? Should we really tell them what's going on? So if that type of style is really frustrating for you in terms of a lot of things having to be explained instead of the action actually happening on screen, then I can understand that, and you probably will want to skip this. If you have an idea for a web series you want me to watch, or if you agree or disagree with anything I said, if there's anything that you think I missed, please feel free to comment below. I will put a link to Mac and Beth in the description box, and I'll put the URL up on a title card here so that you guys can definitely check it out.